So what are the techniques to drawing a realistic looking beard? In this video, I'm going to break down the exact methods and tricks I use to draw a realistic looking beard like this one. Coming up. So after battling with the beard for like 10 minutes straight to make it look just right, I decided to try using basic shapes to get it to the form that I would like it to be. And well, it came out looking great. But now, I'm going to erase it. Yes, just a little bit. The first reason is that the lines are very thick. The second reason is that the lines don't go in the direction of the beard hairs, and this will thus be visible in the final drawing. Rather, what I want to do is draw short lines that go in the direction of the hair so that they will blend well with the original hairs of the beard. So once that's over, it's now time for you to prepare the paper. You don't want to draw the beard hairs on plain white paper, and you certainly don't want the white of the paper to show through in the final drawing. By shading and adding this base layer, you actually make it look like there's real skin underneath the beard. You'll also notice that the shading is going outside the beard. This way the beard can transition nicely into the face. So just blend that and move on to the next step. So in this next step, we finally get to draw some beard hairs. I'll start with my 2B pencil. But the first thing that you want to do is get your sharpener or your blade or your knife ready to sharpen your pencil to be as sharp as it can be. And I'm really not doing anything technical or special when it comes to drawing the hair. All I'm basically doing is drawing pointy lines that follow the beard hairs of the original drawing. So I'm drawing shorter hairs for the top beard but longer hairs for the bottom. During this stage, I was still drawing short lines for the beard hairs, and I wish I actually stuck with that. I got presumptuous and I started to draw V-shape instead of lines. I'll tell you why this was a mistake later, but for now, let's blend the hairs with our brush. But hold on, before you put your strength into action and start pressing on the paper with the brush, you want to go easy. We want the roughness of the beard to be prominent in the final drawing. So save your strength for later and just blend lightly, very softly with your brush. Now we bring out the big guns, and by big guns I mean the charcoal pencil. I'll start with my 2B charcoal pencil. But seriously, this pencil is actually very short, but it works for the meantime. I'll be lying if I told you that I'm still doing something different, but I'm just doing the same thing I did in the last step. Just drawing short lines, and I'm still doing that V shape. And yes, charcoal is notorious for getting blunt fairly quickly. So keep in mind that you may have to sharpen some 3,000 times while you are drawing this beard. And the reason is that you actually want your lines to be tiny as much as possible. It will help in making the beard hairs look more realistic. If you are confused as to which direction you should draw the hair in, do your best to observe the hair in the original photo that you are drawing from. But if you are still even finding it hard to get the direction, just draw the lines in any direction that you feel like. The truth is that it doesn't really matter much. So we take out our brush and we blend that. It doesn't look too bad now. I mean, it looks presentable, but for some reason, I just wasn't happy with it. It looked janky and sort of artificial. So I took a break for the day, hoping that by the next day, I'll be able to figure out what went wrong. The next day came, and now with fresh eyes, I was able to notice that the V shape that I was drawing made the beard look very patchy and kind of fake. And I didn't want to erase this. So all I just did is that I took my tissue paper and I rubbed over that area. That will help to lighten the darkness. But this time, I want to take my time. So I went a little bit slower. And rather than draw straight, regular lines, I made sure that the lines that I drew were sort of pointy, thick at the bottom, but light at the top. You can get this effect by flicking your strokes. It will really make it seem like the hair was growing out of the skin. And instead of drawing just a simple V shape, I decided to draw two pointy lines that meet at the end. I made sure not to rush, and I took my time so that this doesn't actually fail again. Another thing that you might also notice is that I am making the bottom of the beard darker, but as it slowly approaches the top, it becomes lighter. And the reason for this is because the bottom of the beard is kind of hidden from the light. This is one of the main things that you want to keep in mind if you want your drawings to be realistic. Now things are looking up. We blend that again very lightly and we'll move on to the next step. For the next step, I simply use my 4B charcoal pencil this time to define the dark hairs even more. But as you can see, the pencil is very blunt. Drawing beards with a blunt pencil like this is the exact definition of ruining your drawing. You really want to make sure that you sharpen your pencil so that it looks more like this, sharp and pointy. I'm really now trying to target the bottom part of the beard so that it is darker. This will really help in giving the beard more form. If you should take anything home from this tutorial, it is that you should regularly sharpen your pencil in the drawing process. Also make sure that you don't just draw regular straight bland lines. Make sure that it is pointy at the top but full and thick at the bottom, like you are flicking your strokes, that it really looks like it is coming out of the skin. And lastly, if your drawing is looking bad, don't just roll it up and throw it away. Take a break to breathe, to make your eyes and your brain to kind of reset. You'll be surprised at how much good that will do for you. The method I used to draw this beard is just like the one I used to draw this realistic short hair of black people. What I want you to do now is to click the video on the screen now to check it out. Watch that. Yes, that. And I'll see you in the next one.